Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Another week and another exciting batch of Harry Potter news, especially for those of us keeping a close eye on the upcoming HBO reboot. Today we'll be breaking down some major updates, including the return of an iconic cast member from the original films, a wave of new casting announcements covering both staff and students, and even some chatter about yet another potential Harry Potter series on the horizon. I know it sounds too good to be true, but is it? Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on all things Harry Potter, as I'll be covering every new update as soon as it drops. Anyway, I won't dawdle any longer, let's dive in. Warwick Davis returns. Let's start with the big one. Warwick Davis is officially returning to Hogwarts. For those who might not immediately place the name, Davis is the legendary actor who portrayed Professor Phileas Flitwick, the charms master and head of Ravenclaw House across all 8 Harry Potter films. He also doubled as Griphook the Goblin in the later installments, but Flitwick is the role that fans most strongly associate with him. It's also worth noting that the actor for Griphook was also announced this week, and the character will be taken on by Lee Gill. With HBO's confirmation that Davis will be reprising the role of Flitwick in the upcoming series, it makes him the very first actor from the original films to return in an official capacity, something that fans weren't sure would ever happen. The announcement came during this year's Back to Hogwarts Day, September 1st, with Variety noting, Warwick Davis will reprise his role as Professor Phileas Flitwick in HBO's upcoming Harry Potter series, Warner Bros. Discovery announced Sunday as part of the Back to Hogwarts celebrations. Now, this is a pretty big deal, as until now, the reboot has been positioned as a completely fresh start. A new cast, a new decade-long plan, a chance to give each book the space of a full season. But with Davis returning, there's a clear through line back to the films. How do I feel about it? I'm not sure yet. On the one hand, I was sort of hoping they'd stick to what they said early on and bring in an entirely fresh cast. That way, I could more easily compartmentalize this new series as its own thing. A clean slate separate from the original films we've all watched 100 times. A new cast means a new identity, and it helps avoid constant comparison with what came before. But when you bring back someone from the original films, it does blur that line a little, and I'm not sure that's a good thing. On the flip side, it is Warwick Davis we're talking about here. He's a legend in the franchise, and Flitwick is one of those characters that feels timeless. Quirky, warm, and never really tied down to a single era, the way someone like Harry or Snape would be. So while part of me wonders if this blurs the boundaries of the reboot, another part of me is excited that fans will get to see a familiar face again. As Davis himself said on HarryPotter.com, it feels like coming home. Flitwick has always held a special place in my heart, and I can't wait to introduce him to a whole new generation of Hogwarts students. Other casting announcements. Warwick Davis isn't the only casting announcement update this week. We've also just got news of a fresh batch of casting announcements for some other long-awaited characters. First up is Professor Pomona Sprout, head of Hufflepuff House and herbologist extraordinaire, who will be played by actress Serene Saba. In the films, Sprout was played by Miriam Margolyes, and while she left her mark in Chamber of Secrets, she wasn't particularly prominent. The series has the breathing room to flesh her character out a bit more, and I'm excited to see where they go with it. I'm also not particularly attached to Margolyes' portrayal of Sprout in the original films. Besides Warwick Davis, the other headline grabber here is the addition of Professor Binns, who is finally set to make his on-screen debut. He'll be played by actor Richard Durden. Binns is the ghostly history of magic professor who famously died in the staff room and simply carried on teaching. He plays a surprisingly important role in Chamber of Secrets, telling the story of the chamber itself. The original movies cut Binns entirely, something that's always frustrated book fans, but now HBO is setting the record straight. For the first time, fans will finally get to see Professor Cuthbert Binns, the only ghost teacher at Hogwarts, who was cut from the original films despite playing a vital role in the books. This is truly a promising sign that HBO is taking book accuracy seriously. Next, we've got Brid Brennan joining as Madame Poppy Pomfrey, the school nurse who always seems to be patching up the fallout from Quidditch accidents, dueling mishaps, or the latest Defense Against the Dark Arts disaster. In the books, she's a fixture, reminding us how dangerous Hogwarts really is. The films only gave her a few brief appearances, but in the series we'll likely see a lot more of her stern but caring presence. A few Hogwarts students have also been confirmed. Elijah Ocean will play Dean Thomas, who is finally getting his due. In the books, he's a full-fledged character with a fascinating backstory, but in the films, he was relegated to the background. Finn Stevens and William Nash will take on Vincent Crabbe and Gregory Goyle. These two were part of Draco Malfoy's inner circle in the books, but their presence was cut down significantly in the movies, especially in the later ones. The rumours. With the casting announcements out of the way, now I want to tackle the rumour mill, because this one has really taken off online. You've probably seen it. Claims that HBO is planning a full-blown Founders series exploring the origins of Hogwarts, with Henry Cavill being considered to play Godric Gryffindor. The story, which quickly spread across the internet, claimed, HBO Max wants to make a series about the founders of Hogwarts, and Henry Cavill is being considered for the role of Godric Gryffindor. And while this sounds exciting in theory, the truth is that there is absolutely no official source backing this up. It hasn't been reported by Variety, Deadline, The Hollywood Reporter, and Warner Bros. Discovery themselves haven't said a word. You want the truth? This is probably just clickbait designed to play at fans' heartstrings without any real substance behind it. And this is a hard pill to swallow, because a Founders show is exactly the kind of spin-off that fans have been imagining for years. In fact, I'd bet that most fans want a Founders spin-off much more than a reboot. But let's be real, it just wouldn't make sense for HBO to split focus before the main reboot even airs. They're investing billions into the decade-long adaptation of the 7 books, and launching rumours about a spin-off right now distracts from the project that actually matters. And while we're on the subject, there are so many spin-offs that fans would like to see. At the top of the list is a Marauders origin series, following James, Sirius, Remus, and Peter through their Hogwarts years, the creation of the Marauders map, and their complicated ties to Snape. Then there's Voldemort's origins, a darker tale exploring Tom Riddle's childhood, his rise to power, and the creation of the Horcruxes. And of course Dumbledore's origins, diving into his youth, his bond and fallout with Grindelwald, and the tragedies that shaped him. The wizarding world is brimming with stories like these, untold chapters that could expand the lore and give fans an even deeper connection to the characters they already know. But for now, while it's fun to picture Cavill wielding Godric's sword, this one isn't happening. At least, not for now. And that about concludes the news. We've got Warwick Davis returning as Flitwick, something I don't think many of us saw coming. We've got new casting filling in key roles like Sprout, Pomfrey, and even Binns, who finally gets to float his way onto screen. And we've got rumours of a Founders series with Henry Cavill, which for now at least remain just that, rumours. What do you guys think? Are you excited to see Warwick Davis back? Which of these new castings has you the most intrigued? And do you think we'll ever get a Founders series someday? Let me know down in the comment section below. Until next time, remember, it does not do to dwell on dreams and to forget to live